with Ashley and Edward. I am Ashley Haynes. I am the student advisor and career coach for Tech Ladder, and then I also am this veteran support advisor for the Centric organization.
And I am Edward Perry. I'm your co-host, and I'm your student advisor for the career track side.
Okay, second episode.
I know. Time went by fast.
It did. Let's do this. So, chat and chew with Ashley and Edward. Just so you guys know, again, the purpose of this podcast is for us to sit down and chat about strategies to help you feel successful throughout the program and when you are done. A new topic each week and occasional guest speakers is what you're going to get. We also will take topic suggestions from you. So you can send those through Canvas to either myself, Ashley Haynes, or to Edward Perry. You should be able just to search our names in there, and we'd be more than happy to obviously talk about what you want to hear.
Absolutely. So this week we're discussing dress for success. And so I guess in my head, why would we talk about dressing for success? We're in school right now. Does it matter how we dress? Does it matter how we really dress for work? Does it really matter? Can I just, if I do my job, can I just be there and just take care of what I like to take care of? So it's like, those are issues that have to be addressed, and even sometimes I think as students, as adults, as that whole stage, it has to be touched on. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Well, we were just talking yesterday about even just being at home, like working from home, because we do that a couple of days a week. So even those days where you get yourself up and you shower and get yourself dressed, it's a completely different feeling than if you just roll out of bed and get in front of your laptop. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and we've all been there, but it just like kind of takes you to another level for sure.
Absolutely, like being completely transparent, there's those days where we don't feel like. So I think sometimes just getting a shower and getting breakfast and getting a routine sometimes sets you up for a better day, in my opinion.
For sure. Well, and that's what I like about Dress for Success, because it doesn't just mean like for your interviews or for your work day. It's just for life in general. So a couple of things that I found on the internet as far as like the ways that dressing can change your, like, how it can make a big difference, right? So the first one was mental energy. And so this is really interesting. So the example was that when you wake up and you have so many options in front of you, like you are almost wasting your mental energy from the get-go on what it is that you're going to put on. So some ways that you could combat that is to lay out what you're going to put on the night before.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, as we were kids.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's always an option. The story that they gave was talking about, obviously, Steve Jobs, because we know that he wore the same thing every day, and it was because he didn't want to expend his mental energy on trying to figure out what to wear.
That's genius, but I guess that's why he made the iPhone, so.
Yeah.
Go figure, man, that's wild. So, like, one of the things I read, too, was, like, along that same thing was just being prepared. So, like, we all have our go-to outfits as, like, our number one outfits. But then what happens that day when it's dirty? And it's, like, for me, even getting ready for work sometimes, just, like, that panic button in my head hits, like, where's my jeans that I like to wear? I can't find my jeans, so now I have to find another pair of jeans that may not fit the same, or then I have to earn my jeans, and God forbid I have to get the urn, find storage, put water in the urn, and then, like, the whole cycle of the day is kind of complicated.
Yeah, because you're exhausted.
Easily, before 8 o'clock.
Right. And so you're not really in that right mental mindset. They were talking about, like, ways to overcome that is to streamline your closet. So, like, if you were to put light colors together, or even reducing the amount of options, like, these are your options for work, and these are your options for, like, outside of work, and so you're reducing the amount of choices that you have. So I used to be like really big about not wearing the same thing to work like in the same week or even like in 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, oh, I can't do that. People are going to judge me.
They're going to notice what I'm wearing.
Yeah. And did they?
No.
No.
Nobody cares. Like,
no.
I think in our heads sometimes we create these illusions that if I wear the same color shirt 2 days in a row, they'll think I'm not clean, and that has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
Like for me, sometimes in the winter especially, I like simple colors. I like dark colors. So I like jeans. I like black jeans, blue jeans, and grays and blacks for my tops. And that's just my cycle I go through.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So
yeah.
One of the things I found interesting too, like as I researched, was dress like you're a boss.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what does that mean, dress like your boss? Like, almost like you don't have to invent the wheel. Like, there's a pattern that's set in front of you, and some cultures are more relaxed where you can wear jeans and a hoodie, which is great. But other places, if you're wearing jeans, cut-up jeans, and holy t-shirts, and your boss is in a suit, you probably want to at least invest in some khakis and a polo, just to at least move towards that.
Yeah. I had a boss who wore a suit every day, like a 3-piece suit. And he would take his jacket off when he would get to work. That made it a little bit more casual, but that's what he wore. And so I remember at that point in my life, I had just left being a teacher. And we know that like teachers don't have like, you know, a super fancy dress code.
No.
So I remember being like, oh gosh, he is investing in himself and wearing like a suit every day. I should probably start dressing a little bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I like that you said it's important to pay attention to like what's happening around you, or sometimes they say dress for the job that you want, but I also think you need to be cognizant of what is happening around you.
Mm-hmm. I like that because so even for me, it's the small stuff sometimes. It's taking time to polish yourself. So like we said before, making sure that your shirt isn't wrinkled, like, because people can tell. Or like your shoes, make sure that you don't have like a big spaghetti stain on your tennis shoes when you walk into work. So it's like taking that extra time going back to your number one, which was the mental relief that you have by preparing for work. Like if you're able just to polish your shoes, maybe like clean them off with a Clorox wipe, whatever it may be, just those extra steps kind of get you moving in the right direction.
Yeah. I follow a company on LinkedIn, and it's called A-Rod Salute to Suit, and they help transitioning military members work through how to create a wardrobe, like once they are out of the uniform that they wear every day. And so he talks about having a black suit and a blue suit, and having brown shoes and black shoes, and then from there you can kind of play around with everything else. So I think especially people that are used to just wearing like t-shirts and jeans, or t-shirts and sweats, or t-shirts and shorts, or whatever, get intimidated sometimes by having to create a completely different wardrobe when it really doesn't need to be that. You just need like a few staples, and then you move around from there. They were talking about Barack Obama has 2 colors of suits and a few basic shirts and ties, and then he mixes and matches. So he doesn't have to, it's not complicated.
And that's genius right there. So like even one of the things I read too is to be overdressed is better than underdressed. And it's like, what does overdress versus underdress mean? Does that mean like I gotta put a 6-piece suit on? No. But it's like because I have my standard, like for example, Barack Obama has, I have a black suit and a blue suit maybe. I could put a white shirt on with a blue suit and then put a red shirt on the next day. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's such a great combination. But for you, it's just like, it's my pattern now. It's what I do. And it takes the stress out of everything. Yeah. Which is what we want to do, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think about, because one of the things that I saw was talking about authenticity and feeling like yourself, but still like kind of being aware of what's going on around you. So what are some ways that you make your outfits like yours while still trying to fit within the parameters of like coming here every day or going out? Like, is there something that you have that's like, this is my This is my signature on anything that I wear.
Socks.
Yeah.
I love socks.
So easy.
So I love happy socks. Like, and so I've got into socks. Like maybe, being a father, like you get socks and underclothes for Father's Day every year. And so like instead of getting the normal black or blue or brown socks, my son started giving me like cartoon character socks, and I was like, it gives me a way to have an identity, but also conform to what's around me. Because it's like I can't try to be such an individual until I say I want to wear Looney Tune T-shirts every day because that's my favorite. I'm gonna wear Chief hats every day because like that's what I live for. So I can still put on my nice normal khakis or jeans or some pants and have my socks, and nobody knows that they're but me. So I feel like when I see my socks sometimes, I laugh at myself because that's sticking to me. What about you?
Earrings, which is kind of hard to talk about because really, if you're going into an interview, like there's certain things like I wouldn't necessarily maybe wear these earrings to an interview, but now that I'm like here and I'm here every day, like earrings are my like statement piece. I had a friend who was a bow tie guy. Like that's what he was known for, was like having crazy bow ties. But they're also conversation starters, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
And I think it's okay to wear your crazy socks in your interview because it's immediately, like, the interviewer is going to notice it. And so it's, like, immediately a way to kind of break the ice without you really even having to do anything except for make the decision, am I going to wear Looney Tunes or am I going to wear, I don't know, what's something else?
Oh, my gosh. I have socks with my face on my house, socks
Yeah.
with my kid's face.
So, like these are just my choices, right? So, but it's an immediate conversation starter.
It is. And so I think when you said being original, it's like it's okay to dare to be different. But it's also okay to accept that when in Rome, I dress like I'm in Rome. So like there's a weekend me and there's a Monday through Friday me. And it's like those all have a place in life. And so maybe sometimes it bleeds over on Fridays. I can wear my jeans and a t-shirt on Friday. But during the week, it's like I learned like what fits and what works well. Because it's like being in a position as an advisor, people are looking at you. So it's like you don't think they're watching you, but they're watching every move you make. They're like, what is Miss Ashley wearing today? Or I like her earrings. And it's like, for me, it's like, even from my glasses on down to simple stuff like shoes. Like, you have golf loafers? Yeah, I play golf sometimes. So it's like, it's okay to find yourself and be different. And you don't have to necessarily fit somebody else's image if you know who you are at the time.
Yeah. And people are going to judge you, like, no matter what, unfortunately. Like, it's not ideal, obviously. I was reading this story online, and this guy was saying about how his whole life he felt like he was constantly being judged about what he wore. And so he just decided to wear whatever he wanted, but he had such a problem with people, like, judging him. But then it was talking about how he was on a trolley in an unfamiliar area, and this guy in jeans and a t-shirt told him where he needed to get off, and then this guy in a suit said, hey, maybe you might want to get off at this stop instead, and he listened to the guy with the suit.
Of course.
Like, unintentionally, didn't even realize it until he got off of the trolley, but he was like, oh, I did what I've been trying to, like, fight this whole time.
Which is insanity, but yet we're taught and we see these stereotypes, and unintentionally I think we just create our own biases sometimes, which sucks.
Yeah.
But when you know better, you do better.
For sure. Yeah, which is why we're here.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Grooming.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So, like, one of my biggest challenges was coming out of school, I had longer hair. You can't believe it if you see me now, because I'm bald. But, like, coming out of school, I had dreadlocks. And so one of the things, like, of course, it was the early 2010s, so it was like, how do you conform to a workplace? Like, am I supposed to cut my hair? Am I supposed to wear my hair in a ponytail so it's out of my face, wear it up? Like, what would you consider best grooming practices as somebody who sees people come in?
Yeah. So my opinion on that is that I don't mind long hair. I don't mind dreadlocks. I personally would like to see them pulled back somehow. Mostly because just being able to see your face, like, we don't really have to wear masks too much anymore. And so I just want to be able to see, like, who you are. I think it just looks a little bit more streamlined. So, I mean, there's some guys that have like amazing hair and it's so awesome. But like to me, I would want to see it at work, like pulled back, like brushed, washed, like pulled back. If you're going to take the time to grow out your hair, take the time to groom it.
Absolutely. And so for me, I can share a little personally. Like, I felt the pressure, so I cut my hair. And so then, like, I fell in love with growing my beard. And it was, like, the weirdest thing ever. Like, now I had the same dilemma. Do I cut my beard off to get a job? Or am I allowed to have a job? And, like, slowly I saw, like, the transformation where beards became acceptable in the workplace. But it's one thing to have a clean-cut beard versus having a big, straggly, like, butcher's beard where I look like I chop down trees for a living. And I haven't shaved in 5 years. And, like, so just sometimes it's the simple stuff, making sure you go to a barbershop before an interview. And once you get the job, you don't stop grooming. You keep grooming. And so it's like beard wash, beard oil, like, and it sounds crazy for a man to say these things. But it's important because people watch you. So having your hair groomed is a big thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think keep an eye on what's on the environment around you, too. I mean, you're going to know. Like, don't ever, if you have long hair and you go to an interview and you feel like uncomfortable or they make a comment like about your hair, then maybe that's not the right place for you. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. You want to make sure that you find a place that is, like, that you fit. Like tattoos. For an interview, I would suggest you have your tattoos, like, covered as much as you can. But if you're really concerned about it, then ask. Like, how do you feel about tattoos? Because I do have them, you know?
Huge, but important,
Yeah, for sure. So you already mentioned dressing for the job that you want, and I really like that. Upgrade a few pieces at a time. Like I said, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Like, it's not going to hurt you or break the bank for you to go buy a couple of new shirts, maybe. And do it as you go. Like, it doesn't have to be dramatic. Like, just make a few changes.
So I don't have to, like, back to school shop and buy, like, 7 outfits at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, that was my mentality. Like, new job, new me, I gotta reinvent myself. And then it's like 3 months later, like, why did I just spend $1,000? Because clothes are expensive, and it's like, if you want quality, like, you have to kind of invest in yourself, which is like the weirder thing. Sometimes as we get older, we get families. So our focus and our stream becomes, I gotta take care of this, I gotta take care of that. But it's like, to be successful, like, you have to feel like you're worth it. So that investment is huge. Like, I like what you said, like, piecing it. So like, I don't have to, like, buy a whole wardrobe full of Ralph Lauren or anything crazy. Like, maybe I go find 2 or 3 nice polos at Men's Warehouse, or I go to Dillard's and catch a great sale on the weekend, or Macy's or something wild like that.
Yeah. So true. We talked about grooming. We talked about, like, upgrading your accessories. You're a sock man. I'm an earring woman. But I think it's important that we do talk specifically about interviews, like specific things when you're going into an interview. And one thing that I noticed was you would rather be overdressed than underdressed. But there are ways that you could potentially see what the dress is like at that organization, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do some research, I
Absolutely.
think would be helpful.
I think one of our biggest things that is in our benefit is social media.
Yeah.
Like, just the ability to go and look and see what the company looks like before you go. Like, I'm sure there's a picture of the CEO, there's a picture of the owner, there's a picture of a couple of employees somewhere on the website, which gives you insight. So, yeah, that research piece is huge.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I feel like these are all good things to think about as far as dressing for success. To me, mentally is the biggest change that you're going to see when you start thinking about how am I dressing. Like, what was my ultimate goal here? Like, do I need to dress nice to psych myself up? I mean, there's studies out there where people are more productive if they're wearing a particular type of outfit, or You're seen as more professional if you have a particular type of outfit on. But I think it's important, regardless, to at least just think about what you're doing.
I concur.
Yeah. Okay, so final thoughts. We do. I messed up. You'll be able to cut that, right?
Probably not. Keep
Okay,
going.
cool. So I missed our straight from the instructor section.
So what we want to show here is a nice and simple look from the Gap, a pair of jeans and a turtleneck covered with a simple blazer. Total, the outfit was $110 on Gap's website. Next up, we have a little bit of a flashier look from Target. We have the male capri pants that are plaid and checkered, along with a peanut Cocolata shirt that was also found on Target, and some simple New Balance shoes. Next, we step to our business casual look, which consists of some male chinos, which can be found anywhere, a pair of khakis. So typically this outfit was found right here on Dillard's site, and on the Dillard site it was a pair of pants and a nice just button-up polo shirt. The chinos ran approximately $39 on the website, depending on size, and the shirt was another $29.99. So a simple outfit like that comes together real easy, and it can work for you. Next, we have a more casual, relaxed fit, which is always cool as the seasons change. A simple cardigan, some jeans, and a button-up shirt can be found on Old Navy's website, even throwing a cool little tie. Last but not least is the full-out business suit. So we dress for where we're going sometimes, and it doesn't call for everyday necessarily, but just a simple navy blue suit, pinstripe pants, simple tie, something just to put together with a nice little vest underneath. Something like that can be like your more expensive outfit, but Destination XL is going to be one of your sites for that. Next, we got just a simple pair of khakis from the Gap on sale for $39 and a nice floral shirt from Banana Republic. Shows you a cheap little outfit for about $75. We've created something great. And it's just a simple reminder, we'll have some links posted to these websites you can go to and check out some fashion for yourself. And also in the bottom of this post, we'll have some other links just so you can see what's going on and what's looking cool in the sense of fashion world. And we're going to get back to our host, Ashley and Edward, and close out this episode of the Chat and Chew.
It's so crazy that we were talking about this because I was just on LinkedIn this morning. I'm on LinkedIn a lot, if you guys didn't know. I was on LinkedIn this morning and there was this poll. And this individual was saying that he's seen people show up wearing everything from a suit to very casual clothes for an interview. So we want to know your guys' thoughts. How do you show up for an interview? Are you professional? Do you have a suit? Are you business casual? Or are you casual? So comment. Let us know what you think. You can even talk about this on LinkedIn. Be like, hey, listen to this really great session about dressing for success. And this is my opinion on how you should dress for interviews. So I just thought that was really interesting that popped up this morning. Final thoughts. I do want to let you guys know that if you get yourself in an interview and you don't have a suit, you don't have a collared shirt, you don't have a tie, you don't have pants, Centric has a closet full of clothes for interviews. Full. There's a wide range of sizes. You're more than welcome to come to the campus to borrow, have whatever is in that closet. So do not feel like you have an interview, you are tight on things financially and we're expecting you to go out and buy a new outfit. There are plenty of options of stuff here that you can come borrow. So you can reach out to myself or Edward with that.
Absolutely.
Okay. We have also compiled a list of some places here in the Kansas City area that would be good places to go. So that'll be down in the comments as well. Where we already said like Dillard's and Macy's, is that like kind of your go-to?
Yeah, so I'm a big sale shopper. So like I love Dillard's, like once a month sale. There's like 60% off. So like what's $80 can be marked down to 60% off, another 15% off, and before you know it, you're paying $25 for an $80 shirt.
Yeah.
So like I love that, and sometimes my cheap go-to is Target. Like Target has like nice quality stuff. Like it's not like your $1 million pair of pants, but it's a solid material and it's clean.
Yeah. So I love TJ Maxx or Marshalls.
Okay.
You have to have the patience.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. I mean, you have to sift through some things, but as a woman, like that's usually my go-to because you can get Michael Kors stuff there for like $20 or $30.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So TJ Maxx and Marshalls would always be like my go-to as far as women's wear. But yeah, we'll put a list down in the comment section so you can take a look at that. Thank you guys. We're done. Second one.
Cool.
It's over. Thank you guys for joining us this week. If you want to talk further about this, let us know. If you have other ideas of topics, let us know. I'm really glad you're here. And yeah, we're done.
Thank you.